In news that you can find under, rather surprising, Netflix has announced plans to develop a new anime series based on Dragon Dogma. Those familiar with the name will know Dragon Dogma is an action RPG developed and published by Capcom, and those of you unfamiliar with the name are know of Two Speed. The game launched back in 2012 and was co-directed by Hideaki Itsuno, who recently served as game director on Devil May Cry 5, which launched to WIDASPREADACCLAIM just last week. The anime adaptation will be co-produced by Netflix and Japanese animation house Sublimation, and will sport a cel-shaded animation style. Based on a world-famous action RPG set in an open world, Dragon's Dogma from Capcom will be brought to life as a Netflix original anime series, reads a short statement from Netflix. The story follows a man's journey seeking revenge on a dragon who stole his heart. On his way, the man is brought back to life as Adnorism, an action-adventure about a man challenged by demons, who represent the 7 deadly sins of humans. In this 2017 DD session, Blackbird Interactive's Usarian King breaks down the use of 2D simulations and 3D graphical presentations to create the visuals of Homeworld, Deserts of Karak. King goes over how off-the-shelf and custom particle systems, shaders, post-effects, and lighting were combined to achieve uniquely stylized visuals. It was an insightful talk that's definitely still worth watching, so developers should not miss the opportunity to do so now that it's freely available on the official GD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent game developers conference events, and the service offers even more members-only content for DD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all access passes to recent events, like DD Vault, already have full access to DD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via the DD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for DD Vault Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office accompanied by contacting staff via THEGDC Vault Group subscription page. Finally, current subscribers with access issues can contact DD Vault technical support. The Gamasutra job board is the most diverse, active and established board of its kind for the video game industry. Here is just one of the many positions being advertised right now. Location: Raleigh, North Carolina. Imagi Studios is looking for a talented individual to fill multiple open game artist positions. Environment: Character, 3D Generalist.
DCONCEPT.
This position will be responsible for developing visual assets for the Temporam brand. Depending on your specialization, you will sell NCEPTUALIZD and create environments, characters, concepts, animations, and RVFX for Imagi Studios. Mobile games. The ideal candidate will have a strong portfolio and experience in the mobile game space. Duties. Qualifications. Interested? Apply now. Whether you are just starting out, looking for something new, or just seeing what's out there, the Gamasutra job board is the place where game developers move ahead in their careers. Gamasutra's job board is the most diverse, most active, and most established board of its kind in the video game industry, serving companies of all sizes, from indie to AAA. Looking for a new job? Get started here. Are you a recruiter looking for talent? Post jobs here. Apple is reportedly working on an SDK that simplifies the process of porting iOS apps to macOS, and will eventually merge the two processes into one. Sources speaking to Bloomberg note that the project should see an official announcement and potentially a partial release this June during Apple's developer conference. The initiative itself is a three-step release, however, meaning that this year's SDK will focus only on allowing iPad developers to port apps to macOS. Bloomberg sources say that the situation is fluid, but current plans see the kit being updated to support iPhone to Mac conversions in 2020, and in 2021, Apple plans to merge iPhone, iPad, and Mac apps into a single binary altogether, allowing developers to create apps that work across all platforms at once. The 2019 and 2020 versions of the SDK will still require developers to individually submit platform-specific versions of their apps to the appropriate tech store. But the 2021 SDK will eliminate this requirement, as it aims to essentially merge the iOS and Mac app stores into one more universal Apple storefront. One of my favorite moments in Double Cross pre-production was when we agreed to try the interdimensional Bliss as the game setting. Worlds with different mechanics, characters with unique looks, and a huge amount of story ideas that could fit there. Oh, the potential. It was not until a few months later that Alex, our CEO and Double Cross creative director, asked me if I had an investigation system ready for a pitch. Till a few days later, I was confused at first, but he explained to me that an investigation system was the piece that we were missing. After all, we were already planning a system of non-linear platforming levels to represent a variety of locations in the multiverse, and were already designing a combat system that do let players confront and capture criminals and evildoers in a highly customizable way. But we had nothing to showcase the detective work and mystery-solving aspect of our main character's job. Rift Agent Ari Sinclair, and having a cool investigation system would add something unique to the action game we were developing. I quickly designed the first iteration of the investigation system. To do that, I took the detective bar trope and thought of a mechanic that could fit in this first iteration. As you beat the game's levels and talk to certain NPCs, you would find items or notes that worked as clues, like you would in Ace Attorney. These were hidden in the levels, like the upgrade EM is. While in the game's hub level at the Rift HQ, you could access Zari's detective board and place clues alongside pictures of characters you met and locations you visited. You had a limited amount of red strings that you could use to connect clues, profiles and locations. If an NPC's profile was connected to the right clues or locations with the red string, more dialogue options would be available when talking to them, and you'd be able to unlock further clues. Areas. Our law. That successful dialogue changed the red string into a green one, meaning that part of the mystery was solved. Eventually, getting a green string between the masked villain and one of the other Rift agents would reveal the traitor and unlock the game's final level. The bar would be a nice visual representation of the player's progress, as well as a way of helping understand the complex, non-linear, multi-layered plot we were planning. Furthermore, it felt like a great way of having players fulfill the detective fantasy. The first iteration worked well for the pitch, but as we went deeper into its details, we realized that the system was excessively complicated and did not really streamline towards the goal of figuring out who the traitor was. So design and narrative started to work together in designing a new investigation system. For the next 3 weeks, one of the designers, Justin, and myself turned our computers off, sat on a couch, and started crafting a paper prototype that included the characters, locations and clues for the game.